Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Irvin, with another manga review. Yes, so much manga that I'm reading right now. This one is going to be on the third volume of Tales of Wedding Rings. Now, this is a manga that I decided to read through Crunchyroll, and if you don't know yet, Crunchyroll does this service. Everyone knows the anime service already. All this anime that's being subbed comes out simultaneously here in the US, but they also do manga. And if you have a subscription with Crunchyroll, then you have this benefit to read the manga as well on your phone, on your tablet, and on the computer. So if you haven't seen my first two reviews of Volume 1, Volume 2, I welcome you to go read them before you watch this one even. So Volume 3, let me actually generalize the summary of the story. So you have this guy who comes from a different world to this kind of new world, and he becomes the Ring King because one of his old friends from when he was growing up decides to marry him and make him the Ring King because she actually loves him and he loves her. He needs to get 5 rings, and each ring comes from 5 different princesses. And with those 5 rings, he can now have the full power of the Ring King and destroy this evil. Now you find out that it's kind of like an evil spirit and not really an evil identity. So, Volume 1 is essentially the entire saga, I guess you can call it, of him becoming the Ring King for the first time and kind of getting through the first stages with his new wife, who he actually loves and she loves him. The second volume is entirely from the second wife to the point that he meets her, to the point that he actually marries her and gets the second ring. And this is an elf, and she's kind of a sheltered person, never seen the outside world outside of her village. So everything is new. This third volume is kind of a saga of meeting and also now gaining the third ring through a third princess who happens to be a cat woman. So in my second volume, I kind of talked about, or second volume review, I kind of talked about how this this manga is it's kind of 10% fan service, and then the rest is kind of good plot. Volume 3 kind of changed my mind on that, and I compared it to a little bit to High School DxD on my second volume review, and it's looking more like High School DxD more and more that I read to it. Fan service has increased. I believe now it's probably close to 20% fan service, and the rest a good plot. Don't get me wrong, it's still a great plot, but it feels like with more princesses, there's a lot more fan service space, and I hope in the next volumes it doesn't become that, because you know it's bothersome. It doesn't make you want to read the next chapter as fast as when it's, you know, a really good plot. So the story of him meeting this girl, this princess is a Catwoman. She's a warrior, completely different from the other 2 princesses. She's one that wants to be defeated to become someone's princess or someone's wife. And he is prideful in this volume as a man, and he wants to defeat her without the help of the ring magic. So he, like I said, does defeat her, and he goes through different stages. He loses for the first time, and then eventually does defeat her. What's other things to know about this volume? There is just a lot of going on when it comes to jealousy between the first wife and the second wife, and that was expected. Like I said in the previous, this is not so much of a harem because he actually has declared himself and his love to his first wife and has told her that she is the only one that he actually wants to be married to, and he wants to return to this world and just have a normal married life with her. So as of right now, I've had this rating at 7 out of 10. Am I going to increase it or lower it? I think I'm going to keep it at 7. I think on the second volume, I didn't rate it, but up to the second volume, I probably would have raised it to 7.5. But now that I read the third volume, more fan service coming out. Some of it is not necessary, so I want to keep it at 7, and let's see where it goes from here. If the 4th volume gets a great plot, then I might increase it, but I might lower it if it just becomes just fan service everywhere in every single little chapter of the 4th volume. So as of right now, still 7 out of 10. If you haven't heard of this one, I recommend you go read it. I believe the hard copy is coming out with Yen Press this summer, and if not, you can read it digitally through Crunchyroll. So thank you so much, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and once you have done that, or if you have done it already, then you can comment, like, share, do all that other fun stuff for me. Thank you so much, guys, and like always, don't be strangers.